and Joe also to talk about, because I discovered this aspect of Jean's life through their script. But then I'd known of Jean really as an icon before, and I think I had her in Breakfast pinned up on my wall as a teenager growing up, and that performance in that movie, that incandescent performance, was something that I'd always remembered, but I didn't know about these years of her life. And I loved when I read Anya and Joe's script how they focused in on this period, but also how they interweaved the FBI story and the kind of surveillance thriller into Jean's life, so that we get incredibly close to Jean, but we also experience someone who is, in Jack's character, who's also getting incredibly close to her in a way that ultimately makes us and him very uncomfortable. And I thought this was a very unique and cinematic way to unpack this story. In the theatre, I've been fortunate enough over many years to work with some incredible actors and actresses, and experience up close the bravery and courage it takes for them to go out on stage or go in front of a character and put their essence of their being and their most private selves in front of people, up for scrutiny. And that kind of bravery in the actor fascinates me. So with this story, I find it kind of terrifying and appalling how that most private space that Jean has is what becomes violated by the FBI, and the same machinery that is used to make cinema, the cameras and the microphones, are used to attack her personal life for political means. And I felt that was an incredibly touching and relevant story to tell.
Absolutely, thank you. We have some time to take some questions from the audience. I see a question right up here. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, so I'm going to repeat quickly. The question is for the screenwriters, also Benedict, about how they chose to structure the story.
So we, as Benedict has said eloquently, we decided to tell this story through the prism of the investigation that the FBI made into Jean's life. Partly because it gave us an engine, it was the engine of the investigation, but also it was a way to structure a very, everyone's life is chaotic, and it's not necessarily easy to put that into a narrative structure. The script, we wrote the first draft of this 14 years ago, and so it's been through so many layers and so many different versions of it. I mean, the DNA of it is exactly the same, but we definitely explored other subplots and other characters. There were lives given to other characters in the film that ultimately were cut, because I think Benedict made very smart decisions about focusing the story much more on Jack and Jean, and that's ultimately where we were heading with it. But so it's really always for us, it was Jack was the way into her life. We came to Jean in the same way. We were sort of breathless and were mesmerised by this beautiful and couldn't take our eyes off her, and I didn't know anything about her life other than that she was a quite well-known actress. And then Kate, my producer here and friend, brought me information about her life and said, "Do you know anything about this?" And I said, "No." And then learned that she had this tragic end, and sort of fascinated by how that happened and why she was a target. Why was this actress a target of the FBI? And it just felt to me like this incredible colliding worlds. And I met Joe, started dating, and it turned out that he was also trying to write a film about Zazie Beetz. So we started writing it together. He rewrote a couple of my scenes, and I was like, okay, they're quite good.
I think as a writer, when you're dealing with a real period of history and real lives, we tried very much to flesh out every character that Jean's life intersected with and flesh out that world. And then I think what happens as the movie evolves and finds the final shape it has to find, that this was always going to be a movie about the FBI's investigation of Jean, and I think that's what very much the film is now distilled down to. but you always hope that the world outside and the work that you've done on the world outside sort of informs it and haunts it and enriches the world around it. So I hope that answers your question.
One crazy thing about this story too is like every single character in it, and Jean herself, with her relationship with Romain Gary, Hakim Jamal and his wife Dorothy, every single character we come across, we're really only experiencing the tip of the iceberg in terms of their story. There are so many complicated and messy and beautiful aspects of all of these lives that you could go into, and so for me this sort of secret motor of the film was this intertwining of the watcher in Jack and the watched in Jean, and the story of two people who are walking kind of parallel through the movie but don't really meet until that final scene, but they're kind of interweaving of those lives, and Jean is the supernova at the center of the movie, but that is the kind of informing principle of the filmmaking.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead, right here.
This one's for Kristen. You played this role with such intensity. Was a lot of energy and stamina needed to play the role of these different songs?
So the question is for Kristen, the intensity that she gave to this role and about the energy and stamina that required.
Yeah, I think what's like really striking about this chick is like when the movie starts, like when if you watch like her early movies, there's a presence that is not questioning herself, like even in the slightest way, and like it's a super undeniable energy that when you watch it like recede, it's really violent. And when I was her age, when I was 17 years old, trying to do stuff even remotely like what she tried to do, I could never let my face hang out like that. Like, she was the most engaged, willing, like, believer in other people and herself and all of it. And like, I just thought like the saddest thing was to watch that go away. So if you didn't come at it with like serious gusto, then the parts that you lose just aren't, there's no loss there. So yeah, like super intense, like really intense. That's like, yeah, I agree. I think she herself is like just one of the most like present, cool motherfuckers. So it's like it's really sad when she goes away. That's the whole thing.
Thank you. We have some other questions over. Okay, lots at the front. Go ahead.
Do you have a favorite Jean Seberg film?
The question is her favorite Jean Seberg film, if there is one.
I really like Lilith. I think like she doesn't have to do an impression of someone losing it, but yet she still does retain this memory of what it's like to be cognizant. And so yeah, like the extremity of that performance is really cool, and I don't think that she really could have played that without like going through the stuff that she did. And it's really cool to kind of like peel back this layer. I know we've said this a million times, like people don't know this story very well. The darkness and I hate the word complex too, it's like women tell complex stories too, and they're really like complicated. But like, this woman was wearing this kind of unraveling, and in that movie I saw it in such an honest way. I was like, there's no way to fake that. And I love her when she's young, I love her when she's just voracious and like, but it's really great when that starts to kind of go like, fuck, I'm tweaking on this and it's too much for me now. And I love that movie, and she's gorgeous in it.
Thank you. And we have time for one last question. Okay, yes, there in the middle. Go ahead.
What about doing a film that at its core has this black tension in it, and it becomes a movie about this white woman who is under pressure from the FBI? Just talk about how you deal with that tension in the course of making entertaining film. The whole story of like what happens to the folks down at South Central totally disappears.
So I would say one thing about that disappearance in the movie. the moment it happens in the movie starts to happen is after the FBI make the call to talk about the affair, so it's kind of part of a tactic of COINTELPRO to destroy relationships. So through the kind of scrutiny of the mechanisms of that surveillance operation, you see the decisions being made to destroy those relationships. So the affair that Jean and Hakim are having, which already would be a challenge for them, has no chance to even live anyway. It's destroyed for a political purpose, to destroy a relationship of a collaboration between Hollywood stars supporting his cause.
Also, like the desolation of that school, like the fact that it is something that you are missing is rad, because it hurts to lose it. So it's like, well, where's that story? Yeah, people stopped listening, and that is a huge part of her heartbreak. Like,
Thank you. I want to thank you all so much for being here in Toronto, sharing Seberg with us, and to all of you.